Happy holidays, everybody. I'm Angela, and you're watching Hobby Night. I hope you're ready for something festive and orky because today I'm painting up the Red Gobbo and Bounce. It is officially that time of the year, and to celebrate, I thought we'd come back to a painting tutorial because it's been a little while since we've done one. We have been in Lego month, but I've been having this little Red Gobbo sitting on my shelf for an entire year. I bought him last Christmas season and did not paint him, and he's been judging me harshly. So I thought today would be the day. We're gonna get him primed up using the slap chop method, which I've already done the base coat for with a standard Mechanicus gray, but now we need to get some of those other colors on him. So let's head to the hobby table and paint up this delightful little holiday model. As I mentioned, I've already applied my mid-tone gray to the model, which is going to function as the shadow layer on my slap chop technique. Now we need to move on to the midtones and highlights, and for the midtone, I want to work with Administratum gray. This is a lovely light gray color tone that we're going to apply very heavily to the entire model, starting by using my larger Army Painter dry brushes, but as I keep working on him, I'm going to switch over to some new dry brushes I was sent by Godhand, which are a lot smaller and help me hit those more recessed areas on this tinier model. After we're happy with that, we're going to move on to the highlight color, which is going to be matte white. And this I'm going to apply almost as heavily as I did my mid-tone layer, but not quite as much, with the one exception being on all of that glorious fluff on his jacket and hat. That I want to emphasize this lighter color tone, so we're going to apply it a little bit more heavily. All right, I'm feeling very happy with how my model is looking thus far. He's fully prepped, so let's go ahead and move on to some more festive colors, don't you think? Which is going to involve a lot of green and red. And we're gonna start with a green, specifically Mantis Warrior green, because we're painting that glorious goblin's little flesh. And there's actually not a lot of his flesh to paint, so this goes relatively quickly, but I absolutely just love this color for orc flesh. It's my go-to. Once I'm satisfied with how he's looking, we need to work on his glorious steed, which is a beautiful, beautiful red squig, and we are going to be making him red. Now, I am going to be using a lot of different red color tones in this project, so I want to use some of these colors very sparingly. Blood Angel's red is what we're going to be using on the squig's flesh, as well as the dynamite, and that is it. That is the only places we're going to be using this color. Once I'm happy with the coverage, we can move on to the squig's open maw, which is going to get a coating of Sigval Burgundy for his gums and tongue. We're sticking with that red theme and working on his looted Santa's jacket and cap next. And for this, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite red flesh color tone, which is Fleshtearers red. I just absolutely adore this color. It's what I imagine Santa's outfit being made of, and the effect is perfect. It stands out beautifully against the Blood Angel's red that I've already put down on the squig. From there, we're going to move into some less festive colors, but they're still very, very important. And the first of which is Black Templar, which is going to go on his boots, his pants, and some of the cables strewn throughout the model. From there, we're going to move on to Garghak Sewer, which is a nice brown color tone, which is going to be on the headband that is holding his antlers on, as well as that adorable little evergreen sapling that is near the squig's feet. After that, we're going to move on to Basilicanum Gray for just a few of the metallic elements on the model, specifically the screws on the headband. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in and let you know that I've recently started live streaming. So if you never want to miss those, or if you've been enjoying the content you're watching today, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Now, let's go ahead and jump back to the video. All right, let's start actually working on some of the holiday specific elements on this model, starting with the string lights. For the cable, I'm going with Camo Creed. I wanted something that was going to be a dark green like you see the actual string lights in real life existing, and I thought this color worked perfectly. We're also going to be applying this color to the pine needles on that little sapling so that they blend in if this cable had actually been wrapped around the tree properly. I also decided, because this green color tone is a little bit of an army green color, that we can use it on the grenade in both the goblin's pocket as well as on the base. After that, I want to focus on the lights themselves, and we're going to be using three main colors, starting with Cassandora Green. This is a green that I've not used yet, but it's super bright and vivid, and it reminds me of those old bulbs from the lights in my youth during Christmas time. It is great, and we're going to apply this to the bulbs of the light. From there, we're going to move on to Bad Moon's Yellow, which I'm applying not only to the lights, but also the star on top of our tree. After that, we need to round everything off with another red, this time Baal's red for the lights as well as the glowing red nose on our squig. From there, we have a couple more holiday elements to take care of, and we're going to be moving over to Ironjawz yellow for the rest of them. This is going on the stars on the goblin's outfit, and then while I had this color out, I also decided to paint his goggles as well as the squig's eyes in this color as well. Finally, we have one other element to take care of before we can move on to the base and those baubles, and that is Pallid bone. This is going to go on the squig's teeth, on the antlers, on his claws, and the little bit of cloth that's wrapped around his tail. Now it's time to work on the base because we've kind of been neglecting that a little bit. And what I decided to do, because GW provided me a nice, lovely sculpted base, is I'm going to be using Briar Queen Chill on this. This is a nice frosty blue color that I'm hoping will make the sculpted texture look like snow. And once it's dry, holy heck, it really does. I absolutely love this paint. From there, we have a couple other details to take care of, and that is specifically on those Christmas balls that are decorating not only the base, but also our squig and the goblin. And after painting them up in a little bit of black paint first, we're going to move on to some Army Painter metallics. I love their colored metallics, and we're going to be using glittering green on the green baubles, and then we're going to be using gemstone on the red baubles. I love how this makes these particular elements really stand out and especially separates them away from the lights, which they are a little bit attached to. From there, we need to take care of a couple other Christmassy elements, specifically his beard. I decided to go with Apothacary white here because I thought the blue undertones would feel a little bit more natural like hair. For the fluff on his jacket and hat, we're going to go with Soulblight gray. This is a shade and it's super, super pale, so all that extra work that we applied when we were dry brushing the white on really stands out, and as the shade just settles into the recesses and allows those brighter color tones to really pop. And I love the effect it gets. After that, there's one final element we need to take care of, and that is specifically the stick of dynamite. I want to put a little dab of orange on the tip to make it look like it is in fact lit, and then we're going to apply a small amount of Nuln oil to the smoke. I really like the effect I got on the smoke when I was doing my dry brushing, so I didn't want to dilute that too much, but I did feel like it needed to be a little bit darker, especially where the fuse is burning. I just wanted to emphasize that a bit more. With that, we can look at the final model. Ho, 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 and here he is, the Red Gobbo riding Bounce. I actually am very happy with how festive this model actually turned out. I just wanted to put together a final painting tutorial for the season. I know we've been in Lego month and I've been very much enjoying that, but I thought it'd be fun to come back to painting some Warhammer figures. And like I said, I've been having the Red Gobbo sit on my shelf for a really long time. Thought it was the perfect opportunity. I really hope that all of you have a wonderful holiday season, no matter what holiday you're celebrating. I know I specifically will be celebrating Slaanesh. Now, I want to talk a little bit before I go about the new year because I have some big hobby plans. I'm not going to go into super lot of detail, but we will be getting back to some more regular painting tutorials. However, I've really enjoyed focusing on Lego this month, and so I want to continue to bring some of those to the channel as well. So I hope you're looking forward to it. I'd love to know what you'd like to see on the channel in 2023. So in the comments below, let me know what you thought of the Red Gobbo and let me know what you'd be looking forward to on the channel. In the meantime, I have been Angela. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for making it so content like this continue to happen before I head out. You guys' support is so meaningful to me. Thank you so very, very much. And I hope you have a wonderful hobby night. Merry Warmas!